I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm not trying to get a hot take out there, get headlines, do whatever. Kevin O'Connell should not be the Vikings head coach anymore. They should fire him tomorrow, and they should promote Brian Flores to be the head coach. And I am so serious with what I'm saying, and I am stunned that I am saying this at this point in the season. But it has been an absolute joke of what this offense has looked like this entire season. He is a terrible short yardage play caller. He is the worst short yardage play caller in NFL history. It was 4th and 1. Dallas Turner just had a strip sack, and Kevin O'Connell at the 4-yard line results to a play action rollout to Max Brosmer. He had a dude right in his face, and Max Brosmer had one of the worst passes I've ever seen. But the fact that he put his UDFA rookie quarterback in that position is on him. It's not on Max Brosmer. So he's terrible in short yardage situations. He still refuses to run the football. I just saw Ben Johnson on Friday go into Philadelphia, run the ball 40 times for over almost 300 yards. And what does Kevin O'Connell do with a UDFA rookie quarterback on the road? Tries to throw the ball over the lot. He is terrible in short yardage. He is terrible at running the ball, and he has no quick game at all. When was the last time Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison caught a slant route? This team has scored 0 points in the last 6 quarters of football. And I understand the quarterback play you're getting this year is some of the worst in the NFL. No, it is the worst in the NFL. The worst quarterback play in the league. But Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams struggling on Friday, he went into Philly and got a win because he could run the football. With Kyle Monungai and DeAndre Swift, you got Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. It's not like the talent drop-off is that extreme. And Kevin O'Connell, I'm not saying he is a terrible head coach. You will never win a big game with him. You will never win a playoff game with Kevin O'Connell. You can win regular season games. Even if the Vikings fire him and he gets picked up by like the New York Giants, I could see the Giants going to the playoffs. They won't win a big game in their life because it's like having a bullpen in the MLB. If you don't have a run game or just quick pass game concepts, you will never win big-time games. The league has figured this guy out. If you guys haven't already, go watch a Kurt Warner breakdown on his offense. It is bad. The quarterback play sucks, but that's also on the head coach. He should not be the head coach anymore. And when you go to Seattle and when you have the offseason that the Vikings had, where whose decision was it to let Sam Darnold walk? I find it hard to believe Kevin O'Connell didn't have the biggest say in that in the entire organization. So he let him go. And then you go to Seattle, and Darnold didn't even have to do anything. It felt like Darnold didn't even play, and you lost 26-0. That's on that guy. And for everybody saying, "Oh, J.J. McCarthy is the biggest reason why the Vikings are, where they are this season." J.J. was awful when he was playing, but now you have Max Brosmer, who just went for 126 yards and 4 picks. What's the common denominator? It's Kevin O'Connell. He is not a good head coach right now. They should fire him, and they should promote Brian Flores, and they should go get a Brian Dable as offensive coordinator. I understand this is prisoner of the moment. I understand that maybe I'm being too emotional as a Vikings fan, and that very well could be true. This head coach is a disaster right now. The offense is the worst offense in the National Football League, and you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, 2 good running backs. I understand you didn't have Darisaw. You didn't have Donovan Jackson. The offensive line's been pretty solid this year. And you put up 0 points yet again. It is a joke that fans defend this guy like he has won multiple Super Bowls or that this guy's even won a playoff game. He is the biggest reason why the Vikings are where they are right now is because of your head coach. Because he had the decision to let Sam Darnold walk, to let Daniel Jones walk. And his ego got in the way in saying, I can make J.J. McCarthy work. I can make Max Brosmer work. And also, the reports that were coming out before this game where the Vikings were so excited to see Brosmer, they thought he was going to give this offense a spark. That's a joke. The Vikings were scared of letting Max Brosmer go to the combine because they wanted him to be their little secret. Who do you think had that? It was Kevin O'Connell. He is a disaster. He is also, I tweeted this out during the Bears game, he's the worst coach in your division by a wide margin. People thought I was just saying that to just get clicks, saying that to get engagement. I wasn't. I fully mean that because what can Dan Campbell do? He's a physical head coach. His teams are physical. They play like Dan Campbell. Matt LaFleur, he's been in the NFC title games. Ben Johnson, he is the NFC North version of Kyle Shanahan. He runs it just like Matt LaFleur. He's trying to get downhill, run the ball, make his QB life a whole lot easier. What does Kevin O'Connell do? Puts his QB in bad spots over and over again. And I'm sick and tired of watching this offense because, again, I have said this in the offseason, even though I was the biggest KOC guy coming in this year. I was saying that there might not be 5 coaches in the league that I would take over Kevin O'Connell. I would take a whole lot more over him right now because you are a finesse, soft football team. Why are you just that? It's because the man at the top, it's because of your head coach. They take the identity of their coach. Do you think the Vikings are running the ball 2 tight ends, fullback at practice? No, they're coming out 3, 4 wide receiver sets every single time. It's embarrassing what the Vikings have done, and I challenge Vikings fans to raise your standard. Because this sounds hyperbolic, this sounds prisoner of the moment, but raise your standard of what you want out of your head coach. Because this has truly been the biggest disaster I've ever seen from an NFL team in the history of the sport. Where you have a team that was 14-2 heading into Detroit. Darnold was terrible in that game. But that Rams game in the playoffs, KOC gets a lot of blame for that. How about the Giants game in the playoffs? I can't get over that 3rd and 1 play. I'm pulling out a random play out of my ass right now. That 3rd and 1, Jefferson throw to Kirk Cousins that got blown up. That's on the head coach. He's not a big game coach. The league has figured him out. We are a soft football team. We don't get downhill whatsoever. You're not going to win in the NFL being a soft football team. All the rules favor offense. You can't barely touch the quarterback. They want you to throw the ball because in the NFL's mind, that's the most entertaining part of the game. The Vikings can't. They can't throw the ball. This guy, Jordan Addison, he just drops balls left and right now. And it's not all on the head coach when you have something like this, but he gets the biggest chunk of this blame pie. Players aren't showing up. And the fact that you went to Seattle and Justin Jefferson is leaving this game with 2 catches for 4 yards. The Seahawks defense had more catches than number 18 did today. Is that on the quarterback? Absolutely. But who is that most on? It's on your head coach, Kevin O'Connell. So I understand. I know a lot of people are going to be probably saying I'm a young Vikings fan. I'm getting too emotional. Very well could be true. This guy, somebody should be fired tomorrow. And maybe it's the GM, and we'll talk about the GM here coming up. But the head coach has let this team down yet again this season. You're the worst offense in the NFL. If you can't even get your side of the ball right, why are you a head coach? What does Kevin O'Connell do that gives the Vikings an advantage every week? He doesn't do anything. The quarterback play has been horrendous. He doesn't give his QB any easy options. And if you say, whoa, Patrick, it's because the Vikings have had 2 rookies at quarterback this year. What do you expect? Well, Kevin O'Connell made that decision to have those 2 quarterbacks on the team. You spent $350 million on this roster this season. $350 million. That is the most in the NFL. And you're 4-8, and you're actually one of the worst teams in the NFL. This is hyperbolic. This is prisoner of the moment. I understand it. But the Vikings just put up one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen. So if you guys could hit that subscribe button today, and we'll keep you guys posted throughout the week. But I want to talk about the GM a little more in depth here and just more takes on O'Connell. But I do want to give a massive shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Now, it is the holiday season, and it's the best time of year for sports. You got bowl games, basketball, and football matchups, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's only one place where it feels good to be right, and that is Prize Picks. And you guys download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in that promo code CLNS. We'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is super simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on at least 2 players' stats. And if you guys get your picks right, you guys could cash in. So get in on the action. Prize Picks is now available in 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. And they now offer stacks, meaning you guys can pick up to the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in that promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And a massive shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Shout out to Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Sam Darnold didn't even do much today. But again, I want to get back to this offseason and why I truly believe this is one of the worst off seasons we have ever seen in NFL history. You let Darnold walk out the door, a guy who just threw for he won 14 games, threw for 35 touchdowns. And my roommate, guy who works here, Marshall Green, he's the host of our Giants Now channel. He kept saying it, and I kept thinking it was too simplistic of a take, but he was dead on right. You don't let a guy walk out the door that won you 14 games, threw for 35 touchdowns. If you just keep it like that, it is truly one of the biggest botches I have ever seen for the most important position in all of sports. And that's not only on the GM, that's on the head coach. Like, again, guys, people will pull out all types of excuses for Kevin O'Connell today. Look at his quarterback play. You know, the offense isn't playing well. Guys are dropping passes. I hear all that. It's on the head coach. You look like a poorly coached team for the last month. That's Kevin O'Connell. That is him by far. Darnold and the Seahawks, they rolled out of bed. They didn't even play a good game, and they smacked you up and down the field, and it was 26-0. If they were trying to put their foot on the gas a little bit, this game could have been 48-0. They were kicking field goals when it was 4th and 1. The head coach for this football team will never win you a big game in your life. I fully mean that. I fully believe it. I've seen the writings on the wall because what are you going to do? Okay, well, let's just give Kevin O'Connell one more chance. Okay, so you bring him back, and maybe the Vikings could go and win 10, 11 games next year. When we get to the playoffs, it's going to be the same results as it was in 2022 and 2024, where you'll be one and done. It's a joke what they put out there in this team. Also, you want another reason why they should let go of O'Connell and promote Brian Flores? The defense is continuously showing up every single week. If this defense had a competent offense, they would be talked about like the Texans, like the Broncos defense, like some of these best units in the league. But Flores guys, they haven't quit yet. They're still playing hard. Dallas Turner. Want a positive out of today? This guy was playing like his hair was on fire. 2 sacks, had 2 forced fumbles, had 3 quarterback hits, 2 TFLs. I mean, you sacked Darnold 4 or 5 times. You had about 6, 7 TFLs, and you lost this game 26-0. The Seahawks scored 1 touchdown, and that came late in the 4th quarter in garbage time. But Kevin O'Connell's offense has quit. Brian Flores' defense is still playing hard. They still go out there every single week trying to put their best tape out there, where you can't say the same about KOC's offense. And I know other fan bases will probably laugh if they come across this video, be like, man, Vikings fans want to fire Kevin O'Connell. He just won the Coach of the Year award. He just won 14 games. He is the most overrated coach in all of sports because his reputation is sky high. And what still pisses me off more than anything, that Week 18 game before the Lions, or before that Week 18 game against the Lions, Jay Glazer put out a report that Kevin O'Connell could get traded if he doesn't get an extension from the Vikings. Why do you think that report came out? It's because Kevin O'Connell and his camp and his ego wanted that out there to scare the Vikings front office. And he got what he wanted. He's getting paid, I don't know the exact number, but it's around $15 to $18 million a year. You just gave him a 5-year extension. There's no chance the Vikings fire him. I would tomorrow. Because this team, we live in mediocrity. We live in NFL purgatory where the Vikings have the 4th highest winning percentage of all time, 0 Super Bowls to show for it. This season has been so bad that drastic measures need to be taken. And a drastic measure would be leaving this guy in Seattle. I would make Brian Flores the head coach tomorrow. His side of the football still plays hard. His side of the football is still competent. It's more than competent. It's a hell of a unit. But his offense is the worst in the league. You have bad quarterback play, I understand it. You have dropped passes. I understand it. But I just saw Ben Johnson go into Philadelphia against an Eagles defense that just had a hell of a performance against the Packers and the Lions. What did he do? He said, you know what? My quarterback's off. I'm going to make his life easier. I'm going to run the piss out of the ball. Kevin O'Connell refuses to run. He's terrible in short yardage situations. He has no quick passing game concepts whatsoever. He needs to go. He should be fired tomorrow morning because you don't have a performance like this without somebody getting fired. It should be the head coach. And if they use Matt Daniels as a scapegoat, the special teams coordinator, and they might fire him just so they have some headline that somebody's getting canned, it will be a complete joke. This team's a joke. This organization is pitiful. I'm embarrassed to wear the purple and gold every week. And one last message. I'm going to get philosophical here. Go enjoy life. If you guys like playing video games, go play Fortnite, go play Madden, go play 2K. Stranger Things just came out. It's a hell of a show. Go watch that. Enjoy your life. Don't let this team get you down because I'm a psycho and I love sports way too much. I'll let them affect my mental health way too much. Just take my advice for it. Don't let them. A pitiful performance in Seattle today. You got worked at Lumen Field, and somebody should be fired for this, and it should be the head coach. Appreciate all of you guys watching. If you guys made it to the end, hit me with those skulls down below in the comment section. We'll get on out of here. Skol Vikes.